Seemingly very interesting details coming out and coming to the fore there from Mr. Madavo.
Yes, very interesting indeed. Of course, he was scheduled to give testimony in any event today, and then we got the shock announcement from the evidence leader, Mr. Yanni Lube, about the fact that he had been suspended last night. And what's interesting as well is that another person who gave some testimony today was one Chris Polwane. He's the executive head of HR, and he indicated that there was a board meeting yesterday afternoon at the PIC. He went there at about 4 p.m. to go and join, and he was asked to excuse himself until such time he could return. And then he was requested to come back to that meeting at 1:30 this morning. And it's there that he was given an instruction that he would need to alert Mr. Madavo of his suspension, and he did that duly this morning. So there's a lot going on indeed. Jill Marcus, one of the commissioners here, asked about the ExCo, how many people should be there. There should be 12 people, 12 ExCo members, but currently there seem to be about 6, with half of those people either having been suspended or having left the PIC. So, yeah, it suggests that not all is well at the asset manager.
We are still getting just sort of background detail, if you want to call it that, Nompu. Would you just detail some other information perhaps that we have received today? And again, continuing with this, tomorrow is meant to be the last day, if I'm not mistaken, and then there should be a break, if I have my details correct?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, no, you've got your details absolutely correct. So, yes, of course, you know, okay, let me continue, Arabella, just to say that indeed there are other issues that have come up. Of course, the big deal was this suspension that came out of nowhere. But obviously, he was doing pretty much that the executive heads that were giving testimony yesterday did, and which is to give a background on what the division of listed investments does, how they go through the process of investing in entities and so on and so forth. He was asked about you know, how they hold sway in companies that they're invested in. They were talking about their prerogatives, like they really believe in this whole concept of environmental, social and governance type of investment. It's one of the pillars that they use when they want to invest in entities, because if you subscribe to ESG principles, the companies that you're going to be invested in are more likely to be sustainable companies which take care of the environment and all else, you know, all stakeholders. Those are principles that are espoused by the King 4 codes. And he was also talking about the issue because we have an investment banker on the commission, one Emmanuel Ledija, who was pressing him about funds that go to black managers, because there's often a complaint amongst the black asset finance managers that they don't get much business. And the PIC was saying, actually, well, Mr. Madavo was saying, actually, 60% of the funds that they allocate externally for management go to black fund managers, 40% to more traditional investors or fund managers. So he was saying that there's a real push by the PIC to try and ensure that they boost the lot of investment managers in general, particularly black managers. There were other issues that came up. I'll just quickly go to my other page here. Yeah, no, there were lots of other issues that came up. One of them being, yes, no, I think I've covered pretty much everything. But, you know, this issue about Mr. Madavo's suspension, it is an ongoing, it's a work in progress. He's literally just got that notification. And, of course, as time goes on, he will be able to make his representations as to why he thinks he shouldn't be suspended. As he mentioned in that clip that you played out, he mentions that there was a DOA, that is a delegation of authority given to someone else to do his job while he was overseas. He wasn't actually party to that whole AYO transaction, but obviously as the head of the department, I suppose he would have to take some sort of responsibility, but he says he wasn't party to that. So it's an ongoing developing story, and of course we'll keep a track on it. But
Yeah, Nompo, I think the line just cutting off there, unfortunately. Thank you so much for that, Nompo, giving us the latest, of course, with regards to that PIC inquiry, of course, happening out in Pretoria. We'll continue to give you the latest on that. But at the same time, the ANC is about to brief